Hello!
Got it.
Welcome to episode 5 of the Roasty Girl.
Bye, belong. You get ready for the fact that it's what it's only no insult to write us.
We got excellent tits.
Because sports going on. Wait, if you want to learn more about it,
Pay for my coffee. She's spitting. She's spitting. She's like doing that at 2 times speed.
I've
fancy yourself as a rapper.
I should have been a rapper, yeah. Or done porn. I mean, maybe both.
A rapper.
Pornographic rapper.
Alas, we are where we are. Aren't all rappers pornographic nowadays? I mean, the women ones, anyway.
The women ones, yes. Yeah, couldn't have the men getting their dicks out. Of course not.
Well, the most famous women ones, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not Missy Elliott.
No.
There's like UK. I don't think UK rappers are sexualized. Female rappers are sexualized to the same degree that American ones are.
Nobody knows
I don't
them.
think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a weird one, isn't it? So anyway, Naomi, you seem really happy to be here.
Do you know what it is, right? I am due on my period, and I can feel it in my
Fingers.
mood.
I feel it in my womb.
Blood is all around
Good in my
me.
womb. Yeah.
Wonderful.
My life.
My pelvis is really hurting as well.
Yeah.
And my lower back.
Yeah,
I don't want to be
yeah.
dramatic, but I think I might be dying.
I'm dying. My womb's about to fall out of my body.
We're in the womb room here. It's a safe space, guys. In the womb room.
Safe space.
Yeah.
The womb room.
Periods are so
I'd love a
annoying.
womb room.
Would you?
Can you imagine having a womb room? Like,
You're
just like a
gunky.
nice, comfortable. No, it's like a nice, comfortable, like padded cell where you could just go and relax when you were due on, and no one could bother you because you're in your womb room. You'd have snacks, your favorite films, and you just sit in your womb room and just sit your period out.
Do you know that actually your womb room would be inside your mother's body? And I don't know how I tolerated that, because if I had to sit and listen to that shit all the time now, I'd be like, got to be out! I'm not listening to this shit. I'm not dealing with this asshole anymore.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, do you know what? Get me back in there. If I'd known what trash this world would be, I'd have been like, I'm staying here, mother. Thank you. Keep feeding me. Keep that cord connected.
No. Sometimes Violet now is like, Mummy, I need some privacy. Or like, Mummy, I do want to. Why are you getting changed in the same room as me? I'm like, Violet, I shot you out my vagina into this life. So perhaps you could be less, you know. But then it depends what mood she's in. Sometimes she's like, Mummy, I like your boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mummy, I just thought that was so funny. Like a little 5-year-old. She started doing it when she's like, I need my privacy, Mummy. Privacy. Started doing it before she could wipe her own bum. So she'd be like, hey, I need my privacy. 5 minutes later, Daddy,
wipe my bum.
Come and wipe my asshole. I need my privacy. Yeah.
Wipe it, but don't look at it.
Yeah, wipe it, but don't look at it. Honestly, because they like, yeah, they're kids say they are funny.
What a
privacy.
lot.
So, Gory, I hear you have some questions, more questions for us.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We should get through the rest of these questions.
Yeah.
Right.
I need my privacy.
I'm a private lady. Don't look at me, Mummy.
Look at my button. Don't smack my button, Mummy. I can't help it though. She's got a dad's bum. She's so lucky. She's not got my pathetic little excuse of a bottom.
Back,
I've just got a back extension, haven't I? And she's got a dad's pooch. So lucky her. Lucky her with them genetics. It's a delight. Even from when she was little, I'd be like, oh, that little peach is a delight.
Look at the cute little bum.
Yeah. Little pooch. Violet and the giant pooch. Anyway.
Right. Totally and utterly pointless, but what do you think is after death? Why is that a totally and utterly pointless question? That's not a pointless question. I don't know.
I think there's nothing.
So do
That
I,
might
sadly.
sound nihilistic, but I think
we rot.
there's nothing. Yeah.
Jesus, Tory. Wait to film me with existential dread on a Sunday when I've got work tomorrow morning.
Do you know what? Right, but it doesn't fill me with dread. Like for me,
It does fill me with dread.
I feel like death is. I welcome it in the sense that life is tough, and I welcome the rest.
Not a rest though. You can't come back. Just fancy a little break.
Permanent
for
rest.
Eternity. It really creeps me the fuck out.
Does it?
Yeah, it creeps me out so much. Sometimes it used to be in my teens, and occasionally still now. If I think about being finite for long enough, it flips me into a panic attack.
Does it?
And then like, oh my god, like what's going to exist? Nothingness. It will be like, no, I never existed. None of the people I love ever existed. It'll be the creepiest, most bizarre. Because a lot of people, like when I'm like, it really makes me panic. They're like, don't worry, it'll be just like, remember what it was like before you were born. It will just be like that again. And I'm like, yes, therein it lies the problem. That's fucking frightening.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah,
God, that's
it really frightens me. But then another time, I was thinking so much about what it would be like to be infinite and just to go on for and ever and ever and ever. And then I managed to flip myself into a panic attack with that as well. So can't win.
Well, I used to be religious, and so I believe, so I, like, growing up I was religious. I used to go to church with my grandma every Sunday, and it was, it's driven into you then. There's heaven and there's hell. If you don't believe in God, then you're going to go to hell. And so, I like the idea. Well, actually, no, right? So in the Bible, it says heaven's going to be like worshipping God eternally, and that never appealed to me either. I mean, I liked the idea of like going to heaven, but not just like praising God all day. Like,
you were like,
that.
Like, it's hell and hell.
Send me to hell then.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but now I think there's just nothing, and I'm fine with that.
I'm not. But I mean,
are you fine with it?
Can't really put an appeal in about it, can I? Right, I can't write a strongly worded letter about it, can I? This whole being finite thing, I'm not sure I signed up to this.
It's not for me, universe. It's not for me.
Could you do something about it, please?
Are you all right with it?
I'm fine with there being nothing after death. I think we need to, like, I guess that comes to like what's the meaning of life? Like, why are we here?
You find your own meaning.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I think to me it's like, have fun while you're here, but also try and leave it a better place than how you find it. I think that's my meaning. And if I manage to do that, even to like a small extent, I'm fine with like dying and there being nothing afterwards.
All right, well, I'm not. Can I just put that out there? And can you do something about it, please? Because I don't like it.
Okay.
Who
are you speaking to? Because you're not spiritual at all, are you?
I'm not sure. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not sure who I'm speaking to. I'm not spiritual. I mean, like this has been something that I've thought about a lot, especially when I was younger and I was less busy and important. I used to think about this endlessly. I love that scene in Donnie Darko. Do you know? Have you both seen Donnie Darko?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's with the shrink, and she's like, oh, I don't know. He's talking about like the search for God, and is it meaningless? And he is, well, it is if every living creature dies alone. And oh God, that got me. Loved it. Love it. In fact, the book my favorite book and film is all about human beings coming to terms with being finite, which I forced Georgie to go and watch at the cinema, and you didn't really like it, did you, Georgie? But
what film was that?
Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro.
Okay.
Maybe we should like watch it again now that we're a bit older.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. It's not good. You were right to not like it the first time around.
Did you not like it, Naomi?
No, we talked about it.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Do you know what? It was a while ago that I watched it, and I can't tell you now why I didn't like it, but I just didn't. But I'd have to watch it again in order to give you a proper answer.
Yeah, because we're all older and wiser now. But then a lot of people who I spoke to about it didn't share my passion. But I think that's because they're beneath me and they didn't get it.
Yeah, it's hard when you're talking to people who aren't as smart as you.
It's really, yeah. I mean, honestly, you wouldn't believe how often I encounter that as an issue.
God, I know. And it's hard for me. It's talking to people who like don't realize that I'm always right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And question me. I
Mm.
struggle with that.
I know you do. Yes, I did do. Oh, did I do that? Yes, I did. Did I? I'm not really sure. Yeah. No. Well, there was just so many beautiful, so many beautiful concepts in it. Like in the book, so they're children that are orphans, but they're clones. I'm gonna fuck you up, son. So anyway, and they're in this school, and because they're clones, they're having to there's a woman. Stop it, Naomi. I will come for you, son. I will bring that endless nothingness quicker for you, friend. Anyway, so there used to be a lady who the children referred to as Madame, who goes into the school and like collects that artwork. And at the time, you don't really understand why it's important, but it turns out she's a political activist who's trying to show that these children are people as well. Oh, I love it. So many layers.
So many layers.
Like an onion.
Look, I listen to
little onion hair. Like a tiny little onion bun.
Look, I listened to your Foucault bollocks, and I didn't even, Why don't you Foucault off?
Oh.
Shots back.
Right.
Yeah.
Else as well. What was I going to say?
What's the next question?
No, we're not finished yet, Naomi. And another. And then you shut the fuck up. And then another theme in it was like how people try to make themselves infinite through religion, through having children.
There's some like tech people in America that are actually trying to make themselves live forever. Like literally.
Yeah, because some people get paid to get themselves frozen.
Yeah, they're freezing themselves after. Yeah. Well, like, is it after death they freeze themselves? I believe, but like.
You'd hope so. You probably wouldn't want to try it before.
I know, but like, surely it'd be more likely to work.
It's a bit cold in here.
If you did it before you died, like maybe if you did it just like before you were expecting to die, it would work a bit better. But anyway, and they're also like looking into like life extension, and some of them are literally injecting the blood of young people to try because they literally think that will make them live longer.
What, like?
Yeah. Like these,
what tech people?
Yeah, rich
in,
tech
Silicon
people.
Valley?
Yeah. They're injecting the blood of young people.
That sounds very pagan.
Oh
witchy,
yeah, it's like these people are fucked
like,
up. But they think that they're creating the future through all of this tech. So they really want to see it come to fruition. That's why they're all desperately freezing themselves, because it's going to take like decades for what they're developing to actually become like a common thing in society. So they're trying to freeze themselves and they're trying to live as long as possible. Like there's a guy called Peter Thiel. Yeah, there's a guy called Peter Thiel. He's injecting the blood of young people. I talk about him in my Web 3.0 video. He's injecting the blood of young people, and he genuinely thinks that he's going to live till about 120.
So who are these young people? Who's donating their blood to him?
I have no idea. I don't know where they get it from.
Where the fuck is he finding these people?
Yeah.
I guess if you pay people enough, then if someone wanted some of my blood, I'd be like, do you know what? Yeah, for a price, fuck it, I'll make more.
I also think like that the inbuilt wanting to get beyond the being finite thing is a lot of why people want to achieve so much, in their hope that their achievements will outlive them, or what they create will outlive them, etc. Or why so many people want to be famous, even though actually being famous, you might be a slightly bigger grain of sand in the history of everything, but it's not going to make much difference.
I feel like wanting to achieve a lot, I feel like that's being part of a capitalist system as well, where it's like work hard, climb the ladder, do this, do that. You've got to show that you're a person, otherwise you're nothing.
It's bizarre, isn't it? So many people who just want to achieve and want to like tick boxes, and then they're absolutely fucking miserable. Like, just do what makes you happy, because pretty soon you're going to be a little puff of air in the sky.
Yeah.
Next question.
No, I'm not finished yet, Amy.
Oh my god. Fire her. replace her.
Ah!
Anything but this one.
I did once read, Richard Dawkins' God Delusion, and then I wrote a philosopher's response to that, doubting Dawkins, why there almost certainly is a God, back to back. And there was interesting philosophical arguments on both sides, but ultimately, and I did because I am godless. I don't believe in. I mean, I think my main.
I am God.
I am God, guys.
Bow down.
Bow down. Drop and give me 50. No. Oh, you've made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, my main belief is that the human brain isn't sophisticated enough to really have any sort of understanding of anything that much bigger than ourselves. And I think the reality is we can't know. We just,
I guess that's why one of the reasons that people take drugs or certain drugs really do expand your mind and make you feel like a couple of years ago. Are we allowed to talk about drugs on here, Gory?
Yeah, YouTube just has rules against glamorizing it, making it look super cool, but you can talk about it.
Okay. I went to a secret garden party and I took acid there, and to be fair, it was not a good trip, but only because it was so strong, it was so powerful, and I felt connected to everything, but not in a way. Honestly, it was insane, but it was too much. I remember sat on the ground, next to a lake or I don't know, whatever, and putting my hands on the ground and looking around, and I felt like I could feel that everything's energy, and it's not like people say I can feel the energy it was I could feel everything. It was so intense, and I feel like when you are having those experiences, I think you're supposed to just let go and let it happen. But I was
and you were I get off me, I won't let go.
Yeah, I would be way too scared,
and I'm gonna do. Yeah, I would. I'd have the worst.
I would hate it.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah.
I'd be an absolute fucking nightmare. I'm a nightmare without any drugs.
It was really intense.
I don't even like buying weed off someone on a street corner because I don't know how strong it will be.
Yeah.
I've had acid before and it's been lovely, but that was okay. I felt like I could feel everything.
It's weird, isn't it? And I think along the same sort of similar vein of thought, one of the places that my little weird mind has gone off to when I've been thinking about topics like this is just how our heads just can't. Right, so our existence. So one of the main arguments, or one of the people run as an argument for the existence of God, is that there must have been something to create God, and then the rebuttal to that is that if there was something to create God, then there had to be something to create the world, then there had to be something to create God as well. Do you know what I mean? The unmoved mover, there had to be something doesn't come out of nothing. I don't know, but we can't get our heads around that. It doesn't work the way our head thinks. It doesn't work. There isn't a way for something to be or to come from, or to have always been. It's beyond our comprehension, and that's why I always feel with people who are religious, great, good for you. I wish I felt something, but I don't, and I honestly think all you can go on is what you feel, because rationally, evidentially, there is nothing that can, suggest anything really. I think our brains are fine-tuned to help us get through life, not to answer massive existential questions, and that people who try to do so in subjects like philosophy, etc., probably almost like a circle inside a square, and you're scrabbling at the very edge of the circle to try and get out of the square, but you can't.
I agree with that for sure. We just we're not wired to know, and we never will know.
The whole thing is insane,
when
isn't
you
it?
think about it, it's fucking insane. What is
we
this?
should definitely do some more trippy. We should do some more trippy podcasts. Do you know what I'd really like to do? I've got a friend who's really quite religious, and I think if a religious person was open enough, I'd really like to have the discussion with them to just see where they're resolute. Because my grandma wasn't a stupid woman, and she brought my mum up, so she was challenged on the daily about religion being ridiculous, and she was maintained steadfast. She wasn't worried when she was died because Jesus was coming for her.
That must be nice.
It's like them little clacking Birkenstocks coming down the hospital corridor. Jesus, at last. It's you. But I mean, I can't. I don't get it.
It's mad.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'd love to hear. I'd love to be convinced.
Oh, you don't get it as in the belief in God?
I'd love it. I mean, I am deeply afraid of being finite and death and infinite nothingness. I'm so afraid of it. So, I mean, a God would be ideal for me, but I just can't make it fucking work in my head. Know what I mean? Who knew we'd be getting onto this? What a great question. What a great question, guys.
Yeah.
Also, can we all just like admire your little kimono or whatever you call it, Corey?
Yeah, it's very nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and that's because I picked it.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's nice.
It's
Is
lovely.
it reversible?
No.
Matching my top colour?
No.
Oh, very
It's
good.
M&M.
The best. This isn't just any dressing gown.
No,
This is
it's
an
M&S kimono.
Kimono.
Right.
Picked by Charlie, who has impeccable taste.
Someone said when's the
Do you know what? Can I just make another quick point? So I was speaking to my friend yesterday, and she was saying that, like, she thinks that astrology is our generation's religion.
Really?
Yeah, she
But we
believes
don't believe
that-
in astrology, most of us.
Are you joking? Everyone believes in star signs. Like,
No, they
I
don't.
don't think so.
yes, they do.
No.
I think some people.
know.
I think some people
loads-
do.
Okay, I know so many people our age who are into star signs.
I know
like,
people who
fully,
ironically
absolutely do.
believe in it. Like, will laugh about.
No, I know loads of people who like are into star signs, and like
Okay.
they'll ask even people that I follow, friends in my life, will like ask what star sign someone is, and they'll think that explains the relationship they have with that person, why that person is the way that they are. So I actually get that to a degree, in that like people would use religion to say, this is why. Yeah, or people use religion to say, oh, well, this is why this is happening, and people do.
People
the
need
same
something
with,
to have a
astrology,
meaning, even though ultimately it doesn't.
to
Yeah.
explain things.
Astrology is such a crock of shit. What a crock of shit. I used to read a magazine where they did. You do not believe in astrology, Naomi.
No. So one of my housemates really believes in astrology, and I don't, not to the same degree that he does, but there definitely have been times where, say, I don't know, like I've been in a certain mood and I felt like a lot of people have been in the same mood, and it's like, oh, well, this is happening with Saturn at the moment, or it's Mercury, something's in retrograde or whatever. That's happened, but I don't know.
What a load of
I don't think I'm
bollocks.
like a star sign, though. That's what makes me not believe it, because I'm Virgo, so I'm supposed to
That's what makes you not believe it, over and
Mm.
above the fact that it's so blatantly utter bollocks.
Mm.
There's no evidence for it. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's bollocks. It's bollocks.
I'm trying to keep an open mind, Charlie.
I think
Fucking open mind. If there's no, if it's debatable, and why? What evidence? What anything apart from that once you were in a group of people and you all were feeling each other's zen, and then you were like, yeah, my anus is in retrograde. Whatever. Your anus is always in retrograde. Because you were feeling hippie one day. That's not justification for a load of bollocks.
No, but like that's my understanding of it. But there are people who are like very into it and know a lot about it. I don't know. Maybe we should get one on the show. Get Matt on the show.
Sure. I hope he doesn't scare easily. I don't want to upset your roommate.
that was one of the talking points from Fresh and Fit, actually. I didn't include it in the video because it was only Fresh and Fit, but another one of their misogynistic talking points was that more women believe in astrology, and there was a study that said that people who enjoy astrology are like dumb and narcissistic.
Wankers. I'm joking, Amy. That was a joke. Come
Well,
on.
That's
I thought your
basically
face
what they
said-
were saying. They were saying dumb and narcissistic people believe in astrology and women believe in astrology. Therefore, women are dumb and narcissistic.
I've met plenty of men who really believe in it, and I just think, what a load of bollocks.
Also,
I feel the same about.
It's been narcissistic and dumb.
And the study was stupid in itself. Like,
you were that before you liked astrology, weren't you, Naomi?
Yeah, I wouldn't put any weight on that study that it was just bollocks in itself. But yeah, it was just one of those stupid talking points.
I think astrology is bollocks, but I also think religion is bollocks. Like all of it is bollocks. Anyway, yeah.
But talking about
that's what I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that's what I wanted to tell you. I used to read this magazine where they had star signs, but it was like written by somebody who didn't believe in star signs because they are bollocks. And it was like a really like catty version. So it wasn't like you were feeling like this because of this and blah blah blah. It was like, what did it say? It's something like, I know that your boyfriend has said that he's cooling things off because he needs to help his mum and he's having a struggling time, but that's not true. He just doesn't like you. His mum isn't even poorly. She's running a bar in the Costa del Sol or something like that. Very funny.
Just like overly specific. Like, yeah.
Just roasting people who like star signs.
Yeah.
Everybody got roasted. Every different star sign got roasted in a different way.
But with the point of like our generation like replacing religion with things like astrology, I think our generation really replaces it with like self-help. Like people love Tony Robbins, but he basically like he runs his seminars like a pastor would. Just like, yeah, woo! It's like completely unreligious, but people worship him or like whoever the self-help person is rather than a god or whoever. And that can be really problematic.
There is some like deep-rooted human need for this bullshit, isn't there?
Yeah.
Self-help. I don't know anyone like our age who uses like self-help. You mean like reading like self-help books?
I've come across it.
Yeah, like a lot of people do. Like that's a huge business, self-help.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm saying is I definitely know more people who are into astrology than I do people who have read self-help books our age.
It must be your Saturnal retrograde just drawing them into your energy.
I say it's opposite for me. I think I know more people who've read self-help books than I do who are into astrology.
And I would say an even mix, and I tolerate none of them.
That's why you have no friends.
Oh, I have friends.
Okay.
I mean, I tolerate them.
Tell yourself what you need to.
Just not their ideologies. But then anybody who wants to be friends with me has to know that, you know.
That I'm right.
No. Yeah.
But
No,
also, yes.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Shall we move on?
I'm really interested. No, I'm not going to actually join. I'm joking. Everyone.
I've got my feet on screen. That's bad.
You went.
Uh-oh. Capitalising. That's all any of this is about. We're just pawns in your game.
You know what though?
Game.
You know what pisses me off though is that women are already told to cover up so many fucking parts of their body, and now we're being told to cover up our feet because of the man's gaze. Like, fuck off. I'm still gonna put my feet on screen. Fuck you. Wank over it if you want. I don't give a fuck. Anyway.
Powerful, Gory. Thank you. Do you remember the story with our old housemate, Gory? You'll remember him, Naomi.
The sex playlist.
He took a shine to you, Naomi.
Did it? What? I nearly said his name then.
Let's call him R.
I can't remember him meeting Naomi.
In fact, let's call him Gus. Gus.
I did meet him. Yes, I did.
You met him a lot, Naomi, and Gus took a real big shine to Naomi.
Mm.
Do you remember the story with the music, Rory?
The sex playlist that he used to play on Spotify, which he didn't pay for Spotify, so he'd have sex to Spotify ads.
With the adverts.
Yeah. It had what did it have on it? Like fucking Seal. That was the one. He had Seal on it.
Seal. Oh,
stop.
Right.
What the Rose song?
I've been
just like a rose.
Right. Let me give you a bit more context to that, because that's not the full story. Right. This is when me and Georgie lived with Gus and another male and in like student accommodation. And it was not a good decision, but anyway, we can't go back. It was my bedroom, Gus's bedroom, and then the kitchen was in the basement underneath. So because it got to like 6 a.m., Gus had been out on a night out, gallivanting, putting his little wiener about everywhere. I don't know, I never saw his wiener. It might not be the little, I don't know, I guess. You always said, Naomi, do you remember you said it was the type of willy that would just unfurl? Because he's a creature.
Just like roll out like
creature unfurling. So yeah, so 6 a.m. I was, of course, my alarm was about to go off, so I should get up ready for work because I was working, because I was slightly wound, as we know. Anyway, just before my alarm goes off, I start hearing Seal playing, like coming up into my bedroom. And then, like, obviously I could hear, and I knew it was him because it was coming from his room. I knew he'd brought someone back, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, it's 6 a.m, man. What is wrong with you? So I went out of my room and down into the kitchen to like do breakfast and stuff before I went to work, and I could hear it. And it was just loads of like ad breaks on Spotify, and you could just, and I was thinking, who is listening to this? But as I went down, oh, it was awful. But as I went down into the kitchen, like I went past like the bit by the front door, and I could see like the woman's bag that he brought back, and I was like, ooh. You can tell a lot about someone from their choice of bag. And it was like...
Go on, expand on that. What was the bag? What could you tell?
Colostomy.
It was just... I don't mean it in a nasty way, but you can tell what type of a person somebody is by their choice of bag.
Judge of judges.
It was like what someone would have... it was bad. It was what somebody maybe... Definitely not a student. I can't say anything without getting into trouble.
No.
I'm trying to.
Was she like in her 40s? Was she like in her 40s?
She was in her 40s.
Yeah.
She was in her 40s. And he just picked her up. Bearing in mind, he was 19 at the time.
Yeah. Just
she
weird
was in her
all
40s.
Round. Yeah.
Oh, so weird. And yeah, I saw this bag and I was like, oh. It just added. There was the horror of the seal coming up, the horror of the pounding noises to Seal. Then there was the horror of hearing the adverts and just thinking, you can't even like put actual fucking music on. You've got adverts going. Then the horror of seeing the bag and knowing what type of woman it was and just being like, I live with this. Yeah, and then like the next day, or when I got back from work later, it was like, yeah, brought her home dinner. Yeah, well, you know, but she didn't mind because like I've got quite a small penis, so it didn't hurt.
Oh.
She couldn't feel it. She said, is it in yet? I said, I've been in for an hour, love.
What were you doing listening to Seal? I just remember being like, this is horrifying. Yeah. The worst thing is as well, a couple of nights later he went out and he came out and I was like, yeah, I got sucked off tonight. And I was like, whichever student has sucked you off, because apparently the next night it was like a young student woman, and I was like, doesn't realise the asshole that your penis was in 2 days ago. And I was like, right, if ever there was a story or a lesson about being careful who you have sex
Oral
with,
hygiene,
or without protection or whatever, it's that. But I mean, at that point, I had a boyfriend and I was very like, but use a condom always, never ever. Yeah, even in relationships, then I only ever use condom. Like I wouldn't not use a condom.
Really? Even in a relationship?
Yeah, it's very tightly wound, Naomi.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice story, isn't it? I've been kissed by you.
Do we have time for one more quickly?
I've got 2 questions through that are basically the same thing. It's like define a woman. So like, what is a woman? Well, a lot of the right-wing people like really want a straight answer to what a woman is, and
yes,
they get annoyed when they don't get it.
Semantics of it. What they want is to discuss the semantics of it, and what they want is for someone to turn around and say, a woman, it's biology, it's XY, is it XY chromosome or XX chromosome?
XX, I think, for woman.
XX chromosome. That's what makes a woman. When people are asking that question, I feel well. When people in the right are asking that question, that's their definition of a woman. But also, I feel like this debate is always about like what's a woman. It's never the same for the other way around. Like what's a man? It's always like trans women are women, and what is a woman? But it's never discussed the other way around, which I find annoying.
But what is a woman? A woman is a word, and it has a lot of different meanings and is open to interpretation. And
Exactly.
woman, by woman, do we mean gender? By woman, do we mean biology? I mean, my take,
physiological, social.
Yeah,
it's not some. If anybody, it's not something that you can just.
I think of it as
quick
like
sentence too.
I think of it as like an expression of gender. Like gender is an expression more than anything, and
Because it is constructed, yeah. It's a social construct.
Yeah, but like people can also express anything in different ways, and
I think it's problematic when people are like, well, I'm a biological woman and you'll never be a biological woman, because obviously trans women know that. Like, they know that they're never going to have the same DNA as a biological woman. That's not the point. It's about how they feel socially, how they feel psychologically. So when people, and I'm sure this person, I don't know, possibly doesn't think like some of these people do that we're on about. But it is really problematic when people are like, well, you're not really a woman, are you? Because like they know they're not biologically women. That's not, they're just missing the point.
The point.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that the focus on, and like, again, I haven't read around this enough to be able to like, have a really hashed out opinion on it all. But my stance has always been that who you are in terms of your identity doesn't come from your physical body. It comes from your head. It comes from what's going on in your brain, and if what you've been born into is your head very definitely telling you this is who you are, then that carries more weight than if you feel that your physical body. Because I mean, I always, when the debate started happening about it, I always used to think back to like thought experiments in philosophy. Like if your body was separated from your brain and your brain was put into like a vat and like wired up, it's a thought experiment, it's not possible obviously, but where are you? Are you the brain in the vat or are you the body? Most people would intuitively think you're the brain in the vat. And if your brain is telling you I'm a woman, well then fuck the body. And most I don't know, they're just thought experiments, etc. And I know it's not black and white and it's not that clear cut, but most people, my view, and again, like I have not given this the time and attention it deserves to make a proper, like a well-rounded opinion, but I just feel like some people are born with the wrong body, and who they are is not their body. Like if your body was hacked up in a car accident or something, it'd still be you.
Yeah. Do you think gender's like a spectrum?
I think there's sex and I think there's irrefutable biology, but gender's I don't think that's anywhere near as clear cut.
I guess could you say that there is a spectrum, because you have men, women, trans people, non-binary people. So yeah, I guess you would say that gender is a spectrum.
Yeah, because like I don't know, personally, I don't feel extremely female, to be honest. That's how I express myself, because I wear clothes and makeup because I think it suits me. But I don't feel like I don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like that's part of me being female. I just, in all of the senses, I don't really feel that female apart from how I look. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, if I was born a man, born with male parts, then like I don't know how I'd feel. I don't know if I'd feel trans or not if I had this exact brain. So
Yeah, I get you.
I see. Whereas I'm the opposite. I very much feel female, and the idea of waking up with a penis horrifies me, unless it's attached to somebody else.
yeah, I mean that's
feel-
interesting.
How do you feel about it? Yeah, that is so interesting that you, because I feel really like, oh, my internet connection is unstable.
Much like you.
Much like everything else about me, yeah. What about you, Naomi? Do you feel female?
I'd say I do. I like I do. I like the things that are associated with being like, I like the clothes. Like the typical things that are associated with being female. Clothes, makeup, dressing up, blah 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 blah. I don't know. I do feel female.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like a contradiction in terms, because I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a powerhouse, and then other times I do really enjoy things that I guess people would associate with, you know.
I feel those things as well, but I associate them with being a woman. So like for me, all the best people in my life are like strong women, and so I associate like strength with being.
Oh yeah,
as well.
I'm not saying that strength isn't a female characteristic. What I'm saying is, I would say strength is a characteristic that's female and male, whereas this, I don't know, it's really hard to explain it, but I do feel like this really strong, like, is also offset by maybe more traditionally female characteristics. Like, yeah, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because on one hand, I do think gender is a social construct, but then I also realise
we're bought in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't feel bad about that though. I said, I like some of the things that are associated with being like feminine or whatever. I don't feel like I have to be that, but I enjoy.
No. Yeah, I enjoy as well. I wouldn't want to be a man.
See, I don't know how I feel about the idea of being a man.
No.
I don't think I like the idea of having a penis.
Floppy. No, thank you. Yeah. Although my underboob in this heat is not good.
Oh my gosh, friend. Like, I can't like go out without a bra on because I just get like sweat under my tits. I just like little sweat patches under my top. This is when I want to ask people. So I'm going to Mexico in August and September, and I wanted to ask anyone that was like a listener who knew a lot about Mexico what they'd recommend. Me and my partner will be, I want to say Mexico City, but somewhere else as well. So any suggestions? Leave them in the comments. It's San Pancho. Oh, also Puerto Vallarta or Puerto Vallarta. So there we go. Thank you. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. That is all. And just, can we have some fun questions?
Fun questions.
What, you want more questions?
Yeah, I love questions. We should maybe have a...
Do you want to do a different episode next time? Like on
a
subject?
But maybe we could pick maybe 1 or 2 questions per episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Rather than that being the whole episode.
We were going to do this one on Boris, guys, and the government, but then we didn't. We did questions instead.
Did you prepare for it?
Yeah.
What did you prepare?
I was reading it, and I'll be honest with you, I was reading it and like looking at the candidates that we've got to take over the Conservative Party, and I found the whole thing fucking miserable. Like reading about all of them, watching the debate, I was just like, you're all
maybe we could talk about that next time.
awful.
I'd love to read up about them. So yeah, maybe we could talk about it next time.
Yeah, I need to watch some more. Need to watch some more news on them.
When you need to watch the debate as well.
Yeah,
the Channel 4 debate.
When are they going to pick?
I don't know, because so basically the MPs have to whittle it down to 2, and then those 2 go head to head against Conservative Party members. So like, yeah.
I don't think that Rishi Sunak and his tax avoiding wife,
Did you see that video that came out of him?
where
Yeah.
he's like,
It's like,
I've got working class friends. I mean, not working class.
not working class. Could never be me. Oh God, they're all awful.
They're awful, yeah. And also, I think we need to think about as well, like, who were the people coming up in the Labour Party? Because I just find it so difficult.
Yeah.
How is it such shit options?
It's just
when-
awful, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it because, I mean, I was talking to my mum about this the other day, and they did say, like, politics is like a snake pit. So it must take a certain type of person to work their way up in it.
Mm-hmm.
People are calling for Mick Lynch to be head of the Labour Party now.
Who's Mick
that?
Lynch?
Oh, the guy doing the strikes.
Yeah. The head of the RMT, the union member, who's
Yeah,
been like going round.
he's really
It's like,
good.
He's just yeah. And he speaks in a way that you would expect the head of the Labour Party to speak as well, or a Labour Party member to speak.
But to be fair, if he's
Even though,
not been in
Kirsten-
politics before, like, can we really? Like, he's good at speaking and he's good at being interviewed, but would he
I'd
really
argue
be a
that
good
being
leader?
I'd argue that being a union member, that is political.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I'd say,
But,
not even just
like-
a union member, like head of the RMT.
Yeah, but
It's different
politics
though,
is,
isn't it?
is a lot wider than just unions.
Yeah,
so.
it is. But it is. But I mean, if Donald Trump can be president, then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't want our
Anyone.
bar that low.
No.
We just
Yeah, but
had
the point
Boris.
is- yeah.
Don't do that to us again.
Yeah.
But then, so say all of our PMs or whatever have are like what you'd expect a politician to be. They studied politics, they've done whatever, and like a lot of them have been shit. Do you know what I mean? Like they've all come from Eton, they're all from the same background. Maybe it would be good to have a working class person who knows a lot about politics, but maybe just hasn't taken that route. In fact, I'd say that we do need to look at alternatives because it's just not working for us, and it hasn't been working for us for a long time.
I mean, I thought
People from the
Jezza
exact
Corbyn
same
was
fucking background.
awesome, but
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
managed
true,
to
yeah.
smear him out of existence. So
Yeah.
And you've got those pictures going out to keep you going
the what?
and not miss me. The pictures that
Oh,
I
yeah,
sent you.
pictures
the
of
ones in the
Fanny.
WhatsApp group. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got them to keep you going now.
Endless.
That'll get you through while I'm in Spain, won't it?
endless entertainment from those. Yeah.